What's going on?
I've been back in Morgantown before. What's it like being back here with all your former players and some of the former coaches?
Well, it's just great. Well, you know, I live here, and but last night I must have saw 200 guys I haven't seen in 25 years. And amazing thing, I knew most of them, except they all looked like tackles instead of running backs and wide receivers. But I did know most of them, really. And that's the big thing about coaching. Wins and losses, you know, they're great, but the guys that play for you are the superstars.
I think that's something you've appreciated more after you've coached.
Oh, sure. Well, you know, it's hard for me to believe. I'll say, Ronaldo, how old are you now? He says, 48. And I go, oh, no, how can you be 48? But, I mean, you know, it's just time goes by so quickly, it's unbelievable.
How much have you been looking forward to this day, knowing that you'd be seeing all these guys again?
Well, I look forward to it every year. You know, Dale Wolfley, since he's come on board, has done such a great job that we had quite a few guys back in last year, too. So, and then we had one other day, I forget what it was, and, you know, heavens, Kevin Coken came all the way in from Colorado, and, you know, he played at 280 pounds, and he weighed 180. So, to see these guys and to know what they're all doing great. Most of them married, have families. It's just a joy.
Is this part of the job of not only coaching athletes, but trying to groom them into men that you enjoy seeing how they've turned out?
Oh, there ain't any question about it. That's why you coach. Hey, half those guys I grabbed hold of were knuckleheads. And when they left, they were no longer knuckleheads because they understood commitment, they understood discipline, they understood hard work, and they did what we asked them to do, and they became better guys for it.
How much are you looking forward to the Chalk Talk event, to be in there with coaches, Bowden, Signetti, and Carlin? Oh,
that'll be great. All three of those guys are great football coaches. They were all here before me. We're kind of fossils anymore, but Bobby is, nobody has to say anything about Bobby Bowden. Frank Signetti was 10 times better than anybody ever gave him credit for. And Jim Carlin, he had a heck of a career here too, so they're all great guys.
Does it feel like it's been that long ago, more than a decade since you last took the field?
No, I can't believe, number one, I can't believe I coached here 21 years. Because when I came, I thought in 3 years I'd be fired or gone, and I ended up staying 21. And then after I retired, we just stayed here, and I've never missed a home football game since I retired. And I've missed quite a few away games, but no home games. And this is, I'm a Mountaineer, brother, so I'm going to be around here.
Your grandson has had a very good spring. Coach Holgerson has said a lot of nice things about him at wide receiver. What is it like for you to sit back and see your grandson now in the uniform?
Yeah, well, that's great. Ryan is a special guy. He not because he's my grandson, but he's pretty good. I mean, he can jump. I think he has the highest vertical jump on the team. And I watched him in high school, watched him play football and basketball. And, he's in pre-med. He's no dummy. He's not one of those knuckleheads I talked about. He's got organic chemistry and all those type of courses that I couldn't even spell, let alone get an A in. But Ryan will play because he's the kind of guy that coaches like to coach because he's where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. And he may not get there as quick as some guys, but he's going to be where he's supposed to be.
You've seen this offense at practice. What are your thoughts on what you've seen?
Well, my thoughts are they like to throw it. And, of course, you got to understand, that's not my basic philosophy. I think someplace along the line you better know how to run football. You better get slobbered up and get the ball in the end zone. Because the closer you get to that end zone, the more they squeeze in, and I think you got to be able to run. But they've worked hard on developing their passing game, and this Dana Holgerson knows what he's doing with it, and they do it very effectively. It's a different philosophy. So I'm anxious to see how it works. I just hope it doesn't rain and snow and get windy.
How has offenses evolved over time since you've been coaching, as far as schematically standpoint and what they're trying to do?
Well, I think it's funny. Most people said, well, Nealon, he was 3 yards in a cloud of dust type guy, came from Michigan. Well, if you look at all the quarterbacks and the records, they've all played for me. So apparently we knew how to throw the football a little bit. But when I coached, the offenses today were people's third down offenses. Today, those third down offenses are first down offense, second down offense, and third down offense. So we used the spread a great deal, but we used it on third down. On first down, we had a little different philosophy. And the coaches, especially the younger coaches today, come up with that. And the high school kids come up with it. Heavens, when I first recruited here, you recruited a quarterback, you'd be lucky to throw 100 passes in a season. Now some of these guys throw 300, 400 of them. So everything has changed. You can recruit to this offense now a lot easier than you could when I coached. And but like I say, the third down offenses when I coached are now every down.
Has spring football and I don't know, maybe not the meaning of it, but the way it's executed, what it means to the guys and the coaches, has that changed at all since you were here, or is that still basically the same?
Well, spring football now is easy. Football is so much easier than it was when I was here. I mean, heavens, you can't even practice 2 days in a row with pads on in the spring. And you're allowed to, I mean, they have so many rules. They need a guy in charge of, hey, you can do this and you can do that. Heavens, when we had 2-a-day practice, our guys all said, hey, I got to hit for 20 days in a row. Now, they don't even wear pads 2 days in a row. So it's completely changed. And is it for the good or the better? I don't know. One thing for sure, it's easier to be a college football player during spring and during 2-a-day. But where it's more difficult is the strength programs now are year-round. I mean, these guys are lucky to get 10 days off a year. They're in the strength room all day long, lifting, running. They're at 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's an all-year proposition.